जब लोगों के खिलाफ accusations आती हैं और अभी वो proven भी नहीं है, it's
बिल्कुल।
just an accusation and it could go either way. Although कभी भी कोई accusation कहीं नहीं
Well, you
जाती,
can't really prove many of
you
these
can't
things
you can't prove
anyways.
any of them. I
So
feel
ये जो लोग कहते हैं ना prove नहीं हुआ, वो नहीं
हाँ
हुआ, वो तो कभी भी शायद prove ना
नहीं
हो
होता
कुछ भी।
और justice system में तो हमारा कोई trust है भी नहीं,
बिल्कुल
ऐसा
नहीं
ही
है,
है ना,
बिल्कुल
नहीं है।
बिल्कुल।
मगर अब जो पिछले 5-6 साल में 6 साल में controversies उठी, वो what is your stance कि उन लोगों को, उन आर्टिस्ट को पार्क कर दें, काम नहीं दें, उनके साथ काम ना करें?
Yeah, I'm nobody to judge that.
Right, what would you
Right?
do?
If I was a producer or director,
हाँ,
I don't know because
no,
I'm not
as
one.
an actor.
So look, I am not. मैं अपनी opinion किसी और पे नहीं डाल रही. जिसने जो करना, I will respect them. You know, there were certain people who kept working with people who I am not very comfortable with, and I'm not talking about people who've been publicly accused.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people who haven't been publicly accused और
Yeah.
हमें उनका पता है.
Yeah.
तो and that's fine. देखो, मैं किसी को नहीं जज कर रही कि तुम ये कर रहे हो वो. मुझे जो लगता है, जो मेरी सच्चाई है, जो मेरी सेंसिबिलिटी है, मैं वो करूंगी. And I will answer for that later. लेकिन I will also not want कि मेरी वजह से किसी और की भी जिंदगी खराब हो रही हो.
Yeah.
I would not want that. तो जहां तक I can help it, I will not jump on a bandwagon. You will not see me taking names of people and saying, yes, I वो वैसा है. Yes, especially sexual harassment wale bhi, when Nisha came out with her statement, I said the first person who was called when that tweet came out, because I was judging that show, Pepsi Battle of the Bands, और मुझे immediately journalist की calls आनी शुरू हो गई. आपको क्या लगता है? मीशा सच बोल रही हैं? मैंने कहा पता नहीं, I haven't spoken to her right now, but I'm sure if something's happened to her, जितना मैं उनको जानती हूँ, you know, I do know that a lot of women, actually no women, want that kind of backlash and that kind of abuse. Nobody wants it. Who wants it?
That attention.
But the पहला
Negative.
question जो मुझसे पूछा गया था वो ये था, क्या आपके साथ कभी ये हुआ है? Imagine, this is the first time in my life that I said yes. I had been sexually harassed, I think 13 years before that. And as a child, I had been molested, but I'm talking about in the industry. First time I said, हाँ हुआ है. And the journalist asked, क्या आप कभी उसके बारे में बात करना चाहेंगी? मैंने कहा पता नहीं, आज पहली दफा मैंने बोला है कि हाँ मेरे साथ हुआ है. तो आपको क्या लगता है इस तरह होता है इंडस्ट्री में? आई बिल्कुल होता है. और सिर्फ मेरे साथ नहीं हुआ, बहुत लोगों के साथ हुआ है. So that was when it came out, it sounded like I'm saying yes, it's happened, yes, it's true. You know, मैं अपनी बात कर रही थी. So yes, I will always believe victims. And if something will be proved wrong, sure, I'm a human. I'll say, okay, I was wrong to believe this. But मैं, चाहे वो मर्द हो, चाहे वो औरत हो, मर्दों के साथ भी बहुत कुछ हुआ है. My brother was sexually harassed at tuitions. So, and he never really spoke about it. You know, we never really spoke about these things. So I will believe victims. Absolutely. And जब ये मोहसिन अब्बास हैदर वाली भी चीज हुई, in fact, I was also offered a film. And I politely declined also. But I think Mohsin is an extremely talented actor. We're not taking away from their talents. Feroz also. I mean, as an actor, working with him was a joy.
Right.
You know, he was a very, very reciprocative actor. Is that the right word to use? तो मुझे बड़े लोगों ने पूछा आपका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा था वर्किंग विद फिरोज. आई सेड बिल्कुल ठीक था. You know, but that is me as an actor and my experience with him. We don't know about people's personal lives.
But आपके ही सेट पे लोगों ने ये भी कहा है कि बिल्कुल ठीक नहीं था.
अच्छा, क्योंकि मेरा इतना ज्यादा काम नहीं.
So it varies. You see, person to person भी vary करता है.
बिल्कुल.
तो I guess हर बंदे ने अपनी judgment call लेनी होती है.
Like I'm talking about myself. Sometimes I can be really kind and compassionate and fun and loving around certain people. But there's certain people जिनकी energy मुझे इतना tense कर रही होती है that I might come across as being cold.
Right.
And maybe even too distant. So yeah, it totally depends कि दूसरे बंदे की energy में आप उस बंदे का behavior कैसे है.
Have you ever complained about anybody on set?
Yeah.
You have?
I have. And there was no action taken. This was very early on in my career. One of the first projects I did. And the boy behind the camera, उस young सा लड़का था, he was learning. He was, I think, the camera assistant, DOP's assistant. And वो गालियां दे रहा था. ऊंची ऊंची जब कट हो गया ना, आपस में मजाक कर रहे थे, गंदी गालियां दे रहे थे. And I was sitting there, and मेरी पोजीशन ऐसी थी कि मैं मूव नहीं कर सकती थी. So I turned around to him and I said कि देखिए आप लोग मेरे सामने मत इस तरह बात करें, अपना मजाक बाहर ले जाएं, because it was really dirty मजाक.
Yeah.
And I was what, 21 or 22 at that time. And he turned to me and him and this light boy and he said, क्यों खुद तो बड़ा लड़कों से हंस हंस के बात करती हो, कपड़े देखो कैसे पहने, जीन्स पहनी हुई है, तो हमारी बातें बुरी लग रही हैं. Imagine. And I had, this was my first interaction with, because I had just come out of college and I was like, अम्मी सही कहती हैं, बट चुप कर जाओ. So I was like, okay. I was like, देखिए आपके घरों में आपकी भी खवातीन है, आपकी भी, and I said it very nicely. I said आपकी भी बहनें होंगी, अगर उनके सामने कोई इस तरह बात करे आपको तो नहीं अच्छा लगेगा ना उनको. He said हाँ, लेकिन वो आपकी तरह नहीं है, वो आप मतलब he meant to say कि वो एक्टर नहीं है, वो घर पे बैठी हैं,
वैसे कपड़े पहन के नहीं
और वैसे कपड़े. And I was wearing jeans and a t-shirt. अब पाकिस्तानी टेलीविजन पे कितने ही कोई आप एक रिवीलिंग कपड़े पहन लेंगे. It was jeans and a t-shirt. So I went to the director and I started crying because I was a little child at that time, and I said, this is what he said, and I feel so humiliated. And he was like, oh, कुछ नहीं होता, अच्छा वो दूसरे वाले बंदे को भेज दो. I said, नहीं, मुझे नहीं करना आगे. And we were in another country.
अच्छा, काम ही नहीं करना.
नहीं, I said, मुझे अगर ये होगा in my space, तो मैं वापस जा रही हूँ. He said, नहीं. So I had to stay, I had to work with him, finish the serial, and he was always there. 10 years later, I did a project. And he might have forgotten this incident, and he had become a proper camera person. I hadn't forgotten it. I remembered his face. And I was shooting with a very big production and lead character. And अब मैं 10 साल हो गए हैं मुझे इंडस्ट्री में. And he would be always like, "Assalamu alaikum, Ayesha ji, कैसी हैं आप? Alhamdulillah, ठीक ठाक, जी बिल्कुल." And I knew. And I was like, मैं क्या इसको बताऊं कि ये 10 साल पहले तुमने मेरे साथ ये किया था, you know? But then I was like, नहीं, जाने दो. We don't ruffle the feathers, you know, and that really, it takes a lot to not ruffle the feathers, to keep taking things. और भी बड़े incidents हुए बहुत, but वो मुझे नहीं भूलता. It was my first project.
ये तो बहुत लंबी discussion है, and I'm sure people are now dying to hear about hubs के बाद क्या हो रहा है, because we've spoken so much about, you know, the entire activism and your
और वो shoot की भी बात की.
shoot की भी बात की.
I love a shoot, यार. एक तो so
are we going back to the Shoaib Malik shoot?
Yeah, okay. I wanted to talk about. I mean, not that I want to talk about it, but मुझे ये question
एक साल बाद इंडिया ने उठाया वो.
And some of our media portals also were like, oh भाई इनकी शादी हो रही है, oh अगर 2 लोगों की divorce हो रही है तो is this person responsible
because
for this?
वो तस्वीरें जो ऐसी आई sizzling किस्म की पिछले साल.
कैसी आई वो?
sizzling
वो तो एक proper professional shoot है ना.
लोगों को नहीं समझ आती.
If they were private pictures come from somebody's, you know, private space, okay, understandable why people would speculate. It is a shoot. If 2 people wanted to have a steamy secret affair, तो वो सबके सामने एक professional shoot में एक क्यों करेंगे, right? I wanted to actually come out and say something, but then I was like, मतलब कि it didn't really bother me, but I like speaking to my viewers. I like speaking to my fans. I would want them to know what I'm all about.
So what do you say about
अगर
that?
मेरे fans, मेरे खैर ख्वाह, मुझे जो follow करते हैं, पसंद करते हैं या नहीं भी पसंद करते, my haters also, which is a large part of my following, I want them to know me better, right? कि थोड़ा मेरे बारे में जाने, कि मेरी sensibility क्या है. I would never be attracted to a married or committed human being ever in life. And there's no judgment on people who are. बहुत लोगों के हर किस्म के times पे affairs होते हैं, relationships होती हैं, no judgment to them. I would never be attracted to somebody. In fact, अगर कोई married, dating, committed इंसान मेरे ऊपर hit करे and tries to, you know, show that,
Yeah.
it would turn me off.
Flirt, yeah.
It would turn me off.
Yeah.
And I would be, कोई इज्जत थोड़ी जो इंसान के लिए इज्जत है भी, वो भी मैं कहूँगी कि यार, if this person is doing this, what kind of human being is that person? कि आप छुप के ये चीज कर रहे हैं. Flirting, actually that's debatable.
Yeah.
Harmless flirting, I believe it's in human emotion. We all do it, but openly hitting on someone,
Right.
pursuing someone,
Right.
and you're with somebody else and trying to have an extramarital scene, it would turn me off.